Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. In today's One Piece Treasure Cruise video we are going to discuss about the upcoming and final part of the 11th anniversary Super Sugo events, introducing Roger, Rayleigh and Gaban, and also Newgate, Lin and Siki. For the very basic information, both of these new characters are Super Sugo Fest characters limited to this kind of Sugo Fests. Two new rare recruits will also be introduced, rated up in every single part. This is kind of a treasure map Sugo Fest because it is designated to the next treasure map event and also has treasure map legends available in it. And huge disclaimer, anniversary exclusive legends are not available, which is super dumb in my opinion because this is an 11th anniversary Sugo Fest, but Super Sugo Fest characters of course are. The Sugo Fest will have three parts. Part 1 will contain both new legends and all of the legends in the game, excluding Pirate Rumble, Kizuna and anniversary exclusive ones. All of the rest will be available and pullable here. This is the one that will debut first on the 13th. Then part 2, only Roger, Rayleigh and Gaban will be available. And part 3, the Rocks will be available, no Roger, Rayleigh, Gaban, and a different pool of legends. Part 2 comes out one day after part 1 and part 3 comes out 2 days after part 1. For the steps, parts 2 and 3 have the exact same steps and part 1 also has the same steps as the other anniversary part 1s we have seen. Essentially, to quickly go over them, the important steps for part 1 if you decide to go for that is the multis, where the last wanted poster is a rate boosted Sugo rare character, so 6, 8, 15 and 25, and also multi 10. While for parts 2 and 3, the most valuable steps, whenever you can get a guaranteed legend, and then both the limited and super limited pools for steps 5, 8 and 25 for the limited pool, and step 10 and 20 for the super limited pool. We also have step 30, which in part 2 guarantees Roger and in part 3 guarantees the Rocks. Part 2 gives you the highest possible chance in these Sugo Fest banners to get Roger, Rayleigh, Gaban, and part 3 the best possible chance to get the Rocks. But of course, the value of each part for you also will depend on how many and which legends you are missing, especially Super Sugo Fest ones. Let's also quickly go over the parts. In part 1, we do not just have both of the new legends rate boosted, we also have, as far as Super Sugos go, Gear 5 Strength Luffy, and one of the best legends in the entire game, 10th Anniversary Ace. For the treasure map legends, we do not have the best combination of units in my opinion. The first ever treasure map legend is also included here, Mugiwara 56 Sanji, and the most recent one is Stussy. The combination of rate boosted normal legends also not the best, but definitely we see some usable ones here. In part number 2, where the pool is more limited and we don't have every legend available, this is Roger's part. From the Super Sugo Fest characters, Zoro and Sanji, one of the best units in the game, by far, amazing choice. 10th Anniversary Shanks, and then both versus units in Law vs Blackbeard and Luffy vs Kaido, all of them very strong Super Sugo Fest characters. Again, the treasure map character batch is not amazing. We have Atlas, who is very decent also for Pirate Rumble, Bone Clay, and then Hina as well, both very useful in treasure maps, I would say. You can't really go wrong with having new treasure map legends with more options for treasure map team building, to be honest. And I also have to say that the new Roger is amazing for Pirate Rumble, so if you are someone that loves playing that, and investing in units that can help you in your Pirate Rumble teams, they can be an amazing choice. But at the same time, the unit is weirdly designed outside of Pirate Rumble. I am not personally the biggest fan, I won't be pulling for them. It's not like they're a horrible unit or they will not be usable, they will definitely be usable, but I wouldn't say they are one of the strongest Super Sugo Fest character releases, that's for sure. Then for part 3 we have the Rocks, and some other notable Super Sugo Fest legends here, Oiran Yamato, Shanks vs Kid, of course 10th Anniversary Gear 5 Luffy, who is very strong, even the normal Gear 5 Luffy if you don't have him and you are a newer player. I also have to mention that the GOAT treasure map legend is available here, Nami and Karina. They have been evading me for so long, so I will be probably pulling in part 3. Nami and Carrot is actually another very good treasure map legend, and Luffy is also a very good character. Overall, to be completely honest, there is no singular best part for everyone. It depends on multiple factors, what characters you want, because at the end of the day, this is a game you should be having fun pulling for your favorite characters. Number 2, what legends you are missing, how good are they perhaps if you do care about the meta, or specific stuff about it, for example, the best treasure map legends, or the best possible pirate rumble units to boost your team. Because the general One Piece Treasure Cruise game doesn't really have a meta, quote unquote, simply because everything depends on the content you want to clear. But I will also say, let's assume you have no Super Sugo Fest legends. It's pretty obvious to me that Bandai knows Roger, Rayleigh and Gaban are not the strongest unit outside of Pirate Rumble, hence why they have combined them with some of the strongest legends. Not only we have 10th Anniversary Ace in part 1 to bait people in pooling, and I can't blame you if you decide to do so as well, but we also have Luffy vs Kaido and Zoro and Sanji with 10th Anniversary Shanks in part number 2. So wherever we see Roger, some of the strongest Super Sugo Fest characters are rate boosted alongside him. An advice I can give you, especially if you are newer to the game, I wouldn't really be specifically pulling for the 2 new legends. If you are missing a lot of Super Sugo Fest characters, consider those 100% in your decision, and also consider treasure map legends, because if you are a newer character to the game, you are not really going to be pulling in a lot of treasure map Sugo Fests early on, which means this is a great opportunity for you to get some treasure map legends to help you in your treasure map team building. Let's say you really want a Gear 5 Luffy character because you love Gear 5 Luffy, who doesn't? It's better to target his characters than targeting Roger, Rayleigh and Gaban, especially as a new player. So for example, going for part 2, but for Luffy vs Kaido, not really Roger, Rayleigh, Gaban, or for part 3 where you can get Int 10th Anniversary Gear 5 Luffy and Sai Gear 5 Luffy. Even if you get him twice actually, if you don't have him already, it's not bad because he has a side grade super evolution with different abilities. If for example Zoro Sanji has been evading you for so long and you really want this character, it's about time for you to get them or try to get them again, the best chance you have at them is part 2. And if you miss more characters from there, that's awesome. Another thing to keep in mind, I guess, especially if you are either a new or a free-to-play player, maybe even both, never pull for duplicates. So never go for a character you already have just to max their super tandem final tap abilities or even their level limit break if they're an older character. Don't do that. Just pull to have a richer box and a wider collection so you have more choices in your team building and you are more ready to face the many different debuffs in OPTC. But that is essentially all of the advice I have to give you before the third part and the final one for the 11th Anniversary Sugo Fests. Let me know in the comments down below, are you planning to pull, and if so, in which part? And as always, thank you so much for watching, take care, and I'll see you in the next one.